And then did you know at the time, on the 22nd of July 2020, that the tests or the opinion that you were given, it was relating to this case that we're busy with today in court?
And after I've given my microscopic opinion, it was Lieutenant Colonel Mangena who informed me that this was the Senzo Meyiwa case, my lord.
And then 3.1, he also made mention of one 9mm caliber fired bullet mark 217-267-14A2. You see that?
That is correct, my lord.
How did you determine that this was a 9mm caliber fired bullet?
I had to refresh my memory, my lord, from Lieutenant Colonel Mangena's case file.
And then, using the class characteristic markings of an exhibit or a specimen, are you able to determine the caliber of a fired bullet?
A caliber, my lord, is determined by weighing the base of the bullet and its weight.
Okay. Now, is it a norm within the ballistic environment that an examiner can ask for an opinion from a colleague?
That is correct, my lord. That is very common in ballistics to ask for an opinion, my lord.
And at the time when you were asked or you approached for an opinion, did you know if other examiners or other analysts were also approached for a similar opinion?
I did not know, my lord.
Did you personally ask a colleague for an opinion?
I have done that before, my lord.
Have you given an opinion in the past?
That is correct, my lord.
Remember the last time you gave an opinion?
Even if I cannot recall the exact date, but during the month of August, I've requested an opinion, my lord. No.
I was really hoping with this question that Captain Ntini was going to give us an answer, okay? Didn't have to be specific, but Captain, I cannot recall, I said even in August, just last month, there is no way I can recall the date. He can't recall if it was the beginning of the month, the middle of the month, or the end of the month. He's just not willing to do that. I mean, first of all, he told us the Senzo Meyiwa trial was over 10 years ago, okay? Almost 10 years ago. So there's no way he could remember that. But even just last month, that is asking too much for this South African ballistic expert and Ntini services expert for information. I mean, he doesn't even write things down in a diary. He doesn't even take his opinions seriously. He's got to consult Mangena's notes to remember what it is that he did. Oh my God, the justice system is in trouble if this is the representation of the ballistic department. But you know what? I digress. Let's listen on and hear what else we can find out from Captain Planet.
And then at the time when you do this opinion, do you do it independently?
That is correct, my lord. I've done that independently.
Do you... in my mind. Were you ever asked in the past to verify a finding?
That is correct, my lord.
And then how do you go about doing the verification?
After verifying, my lord, there is a pro forma that I completed, my lord. I will write the details of the exhibits or the test that I will be doing the verification on and the results thereof, and I will put a signature and date, my lord.
Let me understand this. The same process that you follow when you give a microscopic opinion, is it the same process that you follow when you do the verification?
The instrument used, my lord, is the same. The process of verifying and that opinion is the same. The difference will be that when you are doing verification, you are going to sign. When you are giving an opinion, it's just an informal procedure where you are not going to sign. You just give an opinion.
Have you ever differed with the finding of a colleague when you are approached for an opinion?
That is correct, my lord.
And then what process was it followed after you differed with the colleague?
My lord, after I differed with the colleague, then I will inform him that your findings are my findings, and my findings are not the same. So I'm not going to be able to sign for that. So he can go and request for another opinion.
Okay. And in terms of your standard operating procedures, do you have a minimum as well as a maximum number of colleagues that you can approach for an opinion?
For an opinion, there is no limit. I've never seen any document talking about a limit of people to give an opinion. However, a verifier, only one person will, after verifying, then he will sign. But only one document where the verifier will sign.
And then, now talking ballistics, do you understand the theory of identification?
That is correct, my lord.
So when you look at the specimen as well as the test bullet, for you to arrive into a finding, which method did you employ?
I use pattern matching, my lord.
And then in terms of pattern matching, what are the requirements thereof?
My lord, with regard to pattern matching, my lord, you will look at the quality of the ridges, the marks that you will be finding there, the contours. You check the peaks, the furrows. You check. There is a variety of things that you check there, my lord, in order for you to come to a conclusion. Whatever the marks or the pattern of marks that you get, it says that you must have sufficient agreement of those individual marks, my lord.
Can you also clarify in simple terms what is sufficient agreement so that you can all understand?
Sufficient agreement, my lord, means that the marks that you will be seeing there in order for you to make an identification exceeds the best possible known marks that they could have been produced by another tool, my lord, which means you've got enough similarities that outweigh the dissimilarities.
Okay. If someone can come to this court and say this was a borderline case, what will be your comment? An objection? I don't know.
My lord, can I just ask for clarity what borderline means?
It was not clear. It's gray area. It was not clear. It was not clear height finding.
My lord, I managed to find the match on the exhibit bullet and the tests that were given to me, my lord.
Can two tools, and in this instance, firearms, ever reproduce similar markings, class and individual markings?
The class, my lord, we can have the firearm with the same class, but in terms of the individual characteristics, my lord, every tool has its own individual characteristics.
Are you familiar with a process or a method called CMS?
That is correct, my lord.
Have you received training on it?
My lord, I've only received a workshop with regard to CMS, my lord. Or I can say it's a presentation.
Okay. Now let's go back to pattern matching. I know you have already touched base with this. So when you are matching the patterns, do you only look into one group, or you look at other groups where you do the follow-up?
My lord, you will look on the group where you find an ID. After finding that particular ID, you will also go to the next group to see if you find follow-up marks that are supporting what we have seen on the previous group. So you can do it with other groups up until you are satisfied, my lord. You can also look. You've got also an opportunity to look on the land if you are giving an opinion with regard to the bullets, because a bullet has grooves and lengths, my lord.
Are you able to identify that?
That is correct, my lord.
What is it?
This is the document that you complete when you are using the state vehicle, my lord, when you are taking a treatment.
And then does the document state what type of vehicle was used?
That is correct, my lord.
Can you place the vehicle on record?
It's a VW Jetta, my lord.
The subs number?
It's BTH 807B.
BTH 807B.
Station and code?
00063.
And then used by which division?
Forensic Services.
Month and year?
October 2014.
Name of the unit?
Support Service, my lord.
Now let's focus on entry number 3 on the document. Evidence before this court is by Colonel Mangena that he reported on the crime scene in Vosloorus on the 27th of October 2014, and you were in his company. Do you confirm that?
That is correct, my lord.
Can you place that entry on record? The third entry.
The date is 2014, 10:27. The time of departure is 10:15.
Odometer?
Odometer reading is 17922. The destination is from FSL to Vosloorus crime scene examination. That is the purpose.
Signature of driver?
Captain Mangena.
Lakusayina khona-ke umshayeli Captain Mangena.
Where it says date?
2014, 10:27.
Idate-ke 2014 10/27.
Time?
8:10 in the evening.
Isikhathi-ke u-2010 noma-ke u-8 ebusuku.
And then distance?
The odometer reading is 18200. Travel distance of 278 kilometers.
I see the entry also made reference to Vosloorus case 636 of 10/2014. Does the same case number also appear on exhibit 000 on top right hand side?
That is correct, my lord.
And then Captain Mangena, is it the same Lieutenant Colonel Mangena that approached you for an opinion in 2020, 22 July 2020?
That is correct, my lord.
Then do you recall attending to this crime scene examination of Colonel Mangena?
That is correct, my lord. I was with him.
What was your rank on the 27th of October 2014?
I was still a warrant officer, my lord.
And then at the crime scene, what was your role?
I was assisting Lieutenant Colonel Mangena, my lord.
Were you assigned a specific role?
Not exactly a specific role, my lord. He will ask me maybe to have a measuring tape or to give him a measuring sticker, whatever that he needed at that time, my lord, to assist him with, my lord.
And then do you remember what time did you arrive at this address in Vosloorus?
My lord, I cannot recall from my head, but towards midday, just maybe past 11 to 12, my lord. I cannot recall exactly what time, my lord.
Do you recall at the time when you arrived, whether you immediately walked into the scene or what was the position?
Can you please repeat?
When you arrived at the particular address, did you immediately get into the scene or what was the position there?
My lord, even if I'm not 100% certain, but I remember we stayed in the car for some time, my lord.
Noma-ke ngasakhumbuli-ke kodwa ngiyakhumbula ukuthi-ke sake sahlala-ke isikhathi sihlezi emotweni.
And then who else was in your company?
We were with Captain Mahati, my lord. Mahati, that is correct, my lord.
Sasihamba naye-ke uCaptain Mahati.
Do you recall anything specific inside in that particular crime scene?
As it's a long time, my lord. Some other aspects, I don't think I will remember.
Definitely doesn't remember much, but surprisingly enough, he can go back in time to arriving at the crime scene, and he remembers just sitting in the car for a while. What a distinct memory this man has. He can remember the most useless information. So they arrived at the crime scene and just sat in the car? Why were they sitting in the car? Were they the guests of honor? Were they the bride and groom arriving at the wedding? What was the reason that anyone can possibly explain to me in the comment section down below? Why Mangena, warrant officer at the time, Ntini, and Captain Mahati, why did they sit in the car, the Volkswagen Jetta that Mangena was the driver of? What was the reason for sitting in the car? You are here at a high-profile case where everybody needs the ballistic expert people to come and help and assist and find the cartridges and the gun and everybody. I mean, think about it. At that time, the nation was waiting for answers of what happened to their favorite goalkeeper, Usenzo Meiwa. But these guys arrived and sat in the car. Were they eating sandwiches? Were they having a lunch break? I mean, they signed the car out at 10:15 a.m. and the distance was roughly about 278 kilometers. So that was a long drive for them. And they took a break as soon as they arrived at the crime scene. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a South African police services at its best. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. But let's keep listening. Let's keep listening on. Because, excuse me, I'm going to be honest. I have no idea where Sibanda is going with this, okay? His whole line of questioning has been pretty much all over the place, if you ask me. He's being guided by Ubaloi. Oh my God, excuse me. He's being guided by Ubaloi, okay? So therefore, he has no continuity. He doesn't know why he's asking the questions. He's asking the questions because that's what Baloi is whispering to him. It is so disconnected. It is weird. And it is borderline. I don't even know why Judge RATHA was letting this go on and on and on. Because, wow. Let's get back to this line of questioning and see where we go with this.
Do you remember what time you left the crime scene?
I can't recall that, my lord, as well.
Did you, Colonel Mangena, Captain Mahati, take anything from the crime scene? Exhibits?
We did not take any exhibits, my lord, that I can say.
Lokho ke ngakusho kona ukuthi akukho ama-exhibit nama-exhibit esalithatha khona lapho kwindawo yesigameko.
My lord, I have no further questions for this witness.
My lord, I say it's 6 minutes to 3. Can we stand the matter down until tomorrow to commence my cross-examination? Are you available, sir, tomorrow?
That is correct, my lord, I'm available.
Where do you live?
I'm staying in the Mapias next to my village, my lord.
Oh, yeah, the map, yes.
That is correct, my lord.
Travel on that road. You get up from the stage, sir.
Indeed so, my lord. And the cross-examination can start today. I mean, 30 minutes is a lot of time. We can do a lot of work. And tomorrow is the last day, my lord, of before we go on recess. Friday, the 20th of September.
You know what Mr. Ngomezo is going to say?
I don't know, my lord.
He's going to say, I haven't consulted.
No, he has fully consulted. I can see him smiling.
Have you consulted, sir?
I don't think there was no reason to consult. But if I say I can commence my cross-examination tomorrow and the state has delayed, I can't keep on addressing as to the reasons why the matter is delayed.
You're ready.
I'm not ready. I want to thoroughly prepare my questions for this witness.
Mr. RAMOSEPELE, are you ready? Who did so?
You.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
I am ready. Mr. Mzansi?
But, my lord, I would have been ready if the testimony of this witness was limited to his ballistic expertise on the purpose why he had come here, but now it's also been taken on his flight to the scene, which version we're already aware that he was coming first. So
he gave irrelevant evidence.
Excuse me, madam.
Are you saying he gave irrelevant evidence also?
No, if he was there, he was there. That would have been relevant. But unfortunately, they were taken by surprise.
Who's taken by surprise? You?
Excuse me, madam.
You were taken by surprise?
Yes. Yes.
See.
I did not know that they would also ask him and introduce this exhibit through him. I did not know that this exhibit would have been introduced through him. And what happened at Postmortem, that I did not know. I only prepared him so far as what it did at the forensic science laboratory was concerned.
So
There I would have been prepared.
you forgot about the fact that Captain Ntini, then Captain Ntini, was also at the scene.
That is what surprised me, because earlier on the stay it was very adamant that it does not want to call them. They only wanted to use their 212, but all of a sudden they're going to other terrains that these witnesses not been here for. If it wasn't for the defense insistence, I'm just wondering at what opportunity, when would they have had an opportunity to ask this witness to explain what happened at first already?
Mr. Umaro, you ready?
My Lord, I'm not ready. I still have to consult the portion of the record, of the transcribed record. Thank you.
And I'm still waiting for the original documents.
No, the questions are you ready? I said the original documents will come.
But I cannot be ready when we were ambushed to proceed. When we have not been finished with the original document, we were ambushed by the court, then we had to proceed.
My Lord, if I can just be allowed also to utilize the court's time, there's one aspect that I wanted to take up with this witness. On the very same document, Exhibit 001, the fourth entry.
There must be a proper application. We have already said it's still he needs to have the etiquette to say, my Lord, may I make an application to reopen up my case? Not to say, my Lord, may I steal into the court's time. That's not an application.
Yes, Mr. Sibande, this is my
My Lord, may I request vaguely from this court to reopen and lead this witness on one aspect since cross-examination has not commenced.
Okay, let's see.
The last entry there. So is it also correct that you also attended to a postmortem in this matter?
That is correct, madam.
And then can you place the details as per Exhibit 001 into the record, the last entry?
The date is 2014, 10th month on the 28th.
Put everything on record.
Time is 6:30. Odometer reading is 18200. Destination is from Resident Centurion to Jamestown Moshad. The purpose is to attend postmortem. Reference number is First Lawyer's Case 636 of 10/14. The signature is Captain Mangena. The 10 date is 2014 10/28. Time is 19:30. The meter reading is 18415. The distance traveled is 250.
And then did you attend to this postmortem examination?
My Lord, I was at the motion attending this postmortem.
Were you also in the company of Captain Mangena?
That is correct, madam.
Who else was present?
That's Captain Mahat, madam.
Were any other members present there?
I can't recall, my Lord. I can't recall if there was another member, my Lord. I just know that there was a doctor.
What was your role there?
Also, I was assisting Lieutenant Colonel Mangena.
Nalapho ngangibekela wena ke uLieutenant Colonel Mangena.
Okay, my Lord, no further questions.
Okay, we'll attend until tomorrow at 10.
So, a couple of things I want to talk about that happened in this last clip. First of all, Advocate Zibanda finishes his evidence in chief, okay? And then it is time for Ngomezulu. And Ngomezulu says, you know what? It's 30 minutes left, my lord. Can we adjourn for the day? Now, you're not going to believe what Zibanda comes back and says. He says, no. There is 30 minutes. That is enough time for cross-examination to begin. Besides, tomorrow we're going on Where in the bravery is he coming from? So Judge RATHA turns and says, you already know what Ngomezulu is going to say. He's going to say he needs to consult with his client, hence why he's requesting the adjournment. Ngomezulu stands up and says, I actually don't need to consult. There is nothing to consult with this witness, which was like, bam, that's right. But he goes on to say, I need to prepare my line of questioning, though. I need to thoroughly prepare my line of questioning for this because, hello, we didn't know we were going to the crime scene. And somehow we ended up at the crime scene with this ballistic expert, which is a great surprise. We got some surprising details of the crime scene. That one, they left with no exhibit. I think that everybody missed that because in the cross-examination, I don't think Ngomezulu covered that and RAMOSEPELE didn't cover that. But Sireo here. Oh, did I call him Sireo? No. Captain Ntini, Captain Planet, Captain I can't recall, says, no, when we left the crime scene, we had no exhibits. If you had no exhibits, where did Mangena accumulate the exhibits. You see, he was a warrant officer at the time. Maybe he didn't know what exhibits were. He was a warrant officer at the time. Maybe he didn't know why they were even at the crime scene. You know what I'm saying? But another interesting thing is Judge RATHA goes down the defense and says, RAMOSEPELE, are you ready? He says, I'm good to go. Mnisi, are you ready? Mnisi says, no, I'm not ready. I had no clue that we were going to the crime scene as well. So I want to prepare for this. I thought we were asking ballistic questions as per the state's request. Now, if my client had not given the instruction for these witnesses to be called, when and how did the state plan to lead this evidence into the record? That was a mic drop moment. No response, of course, from the state. And then we go to Nxumalo, who says, nope, he needs to consult with his client. And Umshololo, there's a back and forth with the judge. And Umshololo, I cut that out because we already covered that in a previous video. But yeah, that is what happened. And then in the middle of the heated moment between Umshololo and the judge, here comes Sibanda and he says, hello, can I please continue my evidence in chief? I have one more question to ask. Okay. What a save. What is going on? Are you reading the room, sir? Are you aware of what is going on? He really wanted to use up that 30 minutes that Ngomezulu wanted to give back to everybody. But no, not Advocate Tibanda, prosecutor over there in training. He wanted to continue, okay? Even though from this witness and his evidence in chief, there was nothing really that he brought to the forefront, okay? Okay, maybe that they were driving a Volkswagen Jetta, but other than that, there's nothing new that we got out of him. So that is it from me. Let me end this video here. Let me know your thoughts. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And you already know I will catch you on my next upload. If you're watching from outside the club, what are you doing? What on earth are you doing? You have to make sure you are subscribed. I have a huge announcement, okay? I'm going to drop it in a separate video. You don't want to miss that too. So make sure you're subscribed. If you watch the ads this far, thank you so much. I will definitely catch you on my next upload. Thanks for watching.